It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, Chillie Falls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to the Travel and Cruise Industry News Podcast. On this Friday, the 29th day of November, 2024, coming to you from Bedford County, Virginia. Brought to you by Will U.S., the owner of Scootaround, and by Chillie Cruises. First off, folks, I got to point out that I literally came within a whisker of canceling this morning. Through most of the morning, as a matter of fact. I have been considerably under the weather, coughing my insides out. Can probably hear a little graveliness in my throat. The last hour or so, it seems to have eased some. And I've said, well, it's also, since there wasn't a great deal of news, that I go on to get a show out of the way because it's a screwed up week anyway. And I didn't want to make it more screwed up because we're going to go into a new schedule next week. So I'm here. Now, I could start coughing my head off again any minute. I will try to mute myself out so I'm not coughing in your ear. But, it's been a kind of a rough little spell here on me. But we're going to get through it. Now, the other reason that I felt I could get by with that today is there's not a whole heck of a lot in the news world today. My headline today, a top story, Princess Homeports in Port Canaveral for the first time. Well, that's a nice story, but that's not anything earth-shattering. Activists protest cruise ship pollution. Yeah, well, we hear that quite often. A fast ferry collision. HX sold to investor group, and lots more here at 11 o'clock today. Well, maybe not so lots more here at 11 o'clock today. Today, folks, yesterday was Turkey Day for a lot of you people out there. Now, I realize not everybody celebrates Thanksgiving. Okay. So this is only intended for those that celebrate Thanksgiving. You guys ate a lot of crap yesterday. So today, folks, is National Flossing Day. You put all that stuff in the mouth yesterday. Well, you got to take care of the chompers. So it's National Flossing Day. So make sure, folks, you go floss your teeth. I'm just saying. Nobody ever talks about that. Now, I do it every day, believe it or not. So it's National Flossing Day. This day in history, in 1961, NASA space program launches the first animal into space, a chimp named Enos, orbited the Earth aboard the spacecraft Mercury Atlantis 5 and returned to Earth safely. When the chimp got down, he promptly jumped off the rocket, took off to get the hell out of there. He said, "Man, you're not doing that to me again," and took off again. So, I'm teasing, folks. The chimp didn't escape. It would have been a good story if he had. All right, if you're listening via the podcast, you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Just search for Travel and Cruise Industry News, and up pops the Fat Travel Guy. Okay, so the date has come where you can go online and do this UK visa thing. It's not really a visa. It's a electronic. It's got some letters involved, and you got to do it to get into UK in January. So you got to do it and pay the $15 or whatever the fee is. I haven't done it yet because I remembered Hot Air Tom has done it, and I remembered that I have to have a picture and a passport, and I don't have all that stuff ready, so I haven't done it yet. But I will do it today, whether I cough or don't cough. All right, so that brings up to, I have a project for you guys, folks. Something for y'all to think about. Now, I'm going to attempt to do this without giving the bacon away, since I am online. But I need some help, and you guys, let's face it, folks, you guys are my family. Each and every one of you are now part of the family. So quite often when you're stumped over something, you go to the family for advice. Well, I'm doing that right now. Now, again, I'm going to try to do that in a secretive manner. Let's say somebody did a news show, and they were looking maybe to make some changes, like perhaps bring a partner in so there's two people, perhaps changing the format so that it's not all featured as the news, that it's maybe featured more on where we travel and what we do when we get there. Let's say where a cruise goes. But then maybe the travel world is more than just cruises. This might encompass things like resorts that we rarely talk about on this show. I mean, everybody cruising is not all of the people that travel. I mean, there's people that go to resorts. There's people that travel in the United States that go to national parks or visit cities. That get to Chicago. Well, Chicago has cruises that do get there up to St. Lawrence Seaway. But let's say Dubuque, Iowa. Well, maybe, does the Mississippi River go there? There could be river cruises there. But anyway, get my drift. There's a big world out there besides just cruising. And we're thinking about maybe expanding into some of those areas in a lot more thoughtful and detailed method, rather than just, here's a cruise ship, here's where you get a drink, here's where you eat your roast beef, and here's where you sleep. Now, yeah, there's certainly still on the show a place for talking about cruises and cruise ships and the difference of cruise ships and what's good and what's bad and all those things. Yes, but we're looking to do more than that. And basically what I'm asking you guys to do is to turn on the thinking cap and suggest what you might do with a name, a title for such a show. I mean, John and I used to be the when I did something like that before, we were the Cruise Amigos. Well, this is more than just cruising, so keep that in mind. But we'd like some suggestions. Really would, folks. Now, you can send them out on any way. You can put them in the chat room. You can email them to me. You can text them to me. You can pick up the phone and call me and say, here, Joe Schmuck, Joe Schmuck Daily Reports. The world of travel, whatever it is. Send smoke signals. I am not particularly good with smoke signals, but John, that other person is better with smoke signals than I am because of where he may or may not live in the wilderness. Okay. Think about that, folks. If you come up with any good ideas, pass them on. We are looking seriously to move back into heavy interviews. And by that, I don't mean fat people. I mean interviews on lots of shows. They won't necessarily be long interviews. 15 minutes is always a good target. And there'll always be a brief segment, maybe a briefer segment on news than some of the days where we fill up a whole damn hour with the news. But I want to get this, and I say we, the other person, and you know who that is. We really want to do something more. He and I first started when we started with the Cruise Amigos. There were three of us. We had Pete in London. I guess I was the first one to leave with the health issues. And then when I got better, I came back, and Pete left because of business issues, because he was going in a different direction. And he kind of merged his company with Passion for Cruises. And they've done tremendously well together. And God bless him. That's terrific. I have nothing against Pete or what he's doing. I want to see them do well. It's just that didn't fit into the direction I was going at the time. The whole purpose of starting that show was everybody was stuck at home in the pandemic. Couldn't go anywhere. That was before cruising started. And we gave people that like to cruise an outlet. It was more of an entertainment show than, specifically news or specifically talking about cruising, but that was involved. But it gave cruisers a chance to dream about cruising again. And that fulfilled a purpose. Well, we want to fulfill another purpose. So I throw it out for you guys to come up with some ideas. Good, bad, or indifferent. Critique, ideas, thoughts, anything. That's fine. We'll take them all in stride. Okay. I'll be back with a little bit of news after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. This is the Caribbean Princess sailing away on November 27, 2024 from Port Canaveral. Actually, Caribbean Princess sailed from Port Canaveral on a 4-day sailing to Grand Turk, marking the first time a Princess cruise ship has ever homeported from the Space Coast region. Caribbean Princess has 900 balcony cabins and a whole deck of junior suites. The Honorable Anita Anand was appointed Canadian's Minister of Transport in September, and environmental activists are hoping she will be the voice of reason to create positive change regarding cruise ships' caused pollution in Canadian waters. Representatives from Stand.Earth, Canadian Parks and Wilderness Society, the BC chapter, and the Georgia Strait Alliance visited the Department of Fisheries and Oceans officers to deliver an open letter to Anand in the hopes of charting a greener path forward. The letter primarily takes a stance against the interim order loopholes, which were renewed on June the 10th. The voices behind the letter claim that the order allows for practices that harm marine animals and habitats without the inclusion of key changes. They want those changes made. We have the equipment you need to stay mobile. Whether you need a wheelchair, scooter, power chair, rollator, oxygen, or other pieces of mobility equipment, Scootaround, powered by Will, can help. Once you've booked your rental, we can deliver it to wherever you need. For your mobility needs, contact me or call Scootaround at 888-441-7575. Use SRN 11137 for the best rates. The high-speed ferry Express 5, noted as the world's largest fast ferry, collided with a breakwater while departing the port of Rhone on the Baltic Sea island of Bornholm. This marks the vessel's third such incident since entering service last year. Significant damage to the ferry's aluminum hull necessitates repairs in dry dock with no immediate timeline for its return to operation. HX, formerly known as Hurtigruten Expeditions, has been acquired by a consortium of investors. The company says that the acquisition will facilitate the final stage in separating HX from its sister company, Hurtigruten, both previously part of the Hurtigruten Group, and will include 140 million euro of new junior funding by the consortium to support new growth opportunities. The consortium's investment, led by Arini Capital Management and Cyprus Capital Partners, marks yet another exciting phase for HX. Be on one of the first MSC ships to go to Alaska when we sail May 25th, 2026 on the MSC Poesia round trip from Seattle. 7 nights, going to Ketchikan, Icy Strait Point, Juneau, and Tracy Arm Fjord, and a stop in Victoria, Canada on the way back to Seattle. Inside cabin start at $849 per person, balcony from $1289 per person. The MSC Poesia going to Alaska. Why not join us? I promise you we'll have a great time. Just call me, 434-258-9264, and we'll cruise with Chillie to Alaska. All right, that's going to wrap up the news portion of today's show. And folks, I have made it so far without coughing. That's scary. But we still got the chat room to go, folks. I haven't looked at the chat room yet, so I'm not sure who's here. I have to make another statement before we get over there, folks. And I hope this isn't a secret, because if it is, I'm going to let it out of the bag. We have somebody that's followed us for years, that's been in the fam forever. And she hasn't been able to cruise for a long time due to health issues that are equal to or worse than mine. I mean, she's been through hell. And she hasn't been able to cruise for, I don't know how many years. She's going on a cruise, folks. And she is so excited about it. And I am so excited for her. She's got her airplane booked, flying back from London, her hotel booked. She's got her Scootaround booked. And she's just really excited. I am so tickled to see Bonnie getting back on a ship. That is just flippin' awesome. and I'm going to be there to see it. So, Bonnie, I hope that wasn't a secret. If it is, too bad. I blew that. All right. Let's go see who is in here today. Oh, we got somebody from X right off the bat. Chelsea. Hello, Chelsea. Melanie. Hello, Melanie. Caden. Hey, Caden. All right, folks, you guys on X, I can see when you post in the chat room. That's fine. I just want you to know all my other guys that are in the chat room can't see what you're posting. So if you're wondering, if you ask a question or wondering why nobody's responding to you, that's a hiccup. Oh, I coughed a couple times. Sorry about that. But keep posting, folks. One of these days, StreamYard will get that fixed. There's Joanne. Hi, Joanne. Hope you feel better. Well, obviously, I'm better than I've been the last day and a half. But yeah, are you early or are my clicks? I don't think I'm early, Mike. I don't know. You ask me time questions, I get confused. No, I'm showing it's 11:13 a.m. my time, Eastern time. Yeah, I think. Oh, are you early or my clock's all wrong? I don't know. Did you change all your clocks? You're asking me crazy questions, Mike. I don't know. It's not me for once. It must be you, Mike. Oh, that's funny. Mike says good morning to Joanne and everybody. Or Steve out in Kentucky. Hey, Steve. Good morning. Chillie was an early bird. I was? No. Was I really? Did I start the show early? I don't usually do that. How was the MRI? Mission accomplished? Hell no. So I get there. You know, I was there 3 weeks ago, or whatever it was, almost 4 weeks ago. And the doctor had screwed up the paperwork, so they didn't have the right orders for what he wanted. So they had to reschedule it. So they rescheduled it for Wednesday. So I get there, I have to fill out the same damn 5 sheets of paperwork that I filled out 3 weeks ago. The exact same questions, the exact same answers, and it's all in their computer. What the hell for? But I did it anyway. So they come get me and they roll me back where the machine is. And the nurse says, well, we have to measure you first. I said, okay. So she had me scrunch my elbows in as much as I can. I hate to tell you this, folks, but I'm a big fat man. I scrunch my elbows in as close as I can, and she measures elbow to elbow. I'm 29 inches. The damn machine is 23 inches. She says, well, we maybe can stuff you in there, but you're not going to be very comfortable for the hour it takes us to do this test. I said, lady, you're not stuffing me in that. Ain't going to happen. She says, well, I'd recommend you contact the doctor and see if there's some other way he can get the information he wants. I said, well, I was here 3 weeks ago. You guys couldn't have told me that then, and we could have saved this whole trip today. So, no, Mike, it was not mission accomplished. And of course, the doctor hasn't called back. Admittedly, yesterday was a holiday. Okay, so I'll give him some slack. But I haven't heard anything from him. There's Bonnie says, hi, y'all. Hi, B. Katie's with us. Good morning, Katie. Gretchen's here up in Ohio. I don't see anybody fuming about snow. Sounds like a very successful plan for the future. Thanks, Mike. The world of travel. Ah, there we go. That's a good title. The world of travel. What kind of smoke? John? I'm not announcing who I'm doing this with until we've got a handle on what we're doing. Okay. Yes, Bonnie, it's John. So, you might be upset that I'm putting this out on the airwaves. I posted momentarily before you suggested World of Travel. Oh, well, now see there, Mike, that's great. I wasn't even aware that I had suggested World of Travel. That just came as I was running my mouth. I like World of Travel. Now, whether subconsciously that was there before, but I'm glad you suggested that. It doesn't mean we're gonna go with that, because I got to bring this up to that other person, because they can clearly have some say in this, and somebody else might come up with even better suggestions. So keep thinking, folks. Keep sending those suggestions in. Is John now he who must not be named? Does John know he who must not be named? I'll never tell. Let's just say that somebody and I talk about this almost every day at some point. And, there's not a lot of people I talk to every day. Nate I talk to every day. John, I come close to talking to Hot Air Tom every day. But, Elizabeth, I don't even talk to Elizabeth every day. I talk to her several times a week. And not that I'm opposed to talking to any of you guys all the time. But so. Travel Amigos. There we go. My first thought was copying the Cruise Amigos to the Travel Amigos. My first thought, Mike, is the World of Travel. I like that better. But I have to smoke on it. I have to cogitate. Mike, I'm a cogitator. Is that legal? Katie says, my last day on the cruise. Yeah. It's what you get when you book short cruises, Katie. But Angela is going to live on with all her clothes. The outfit she had on last night. I should have pulled the picture up. My goodness, that was Angela to the T. Goodness gracious. How about talking to hotel executives about truly making hotels accessible in the U.S. based on ADA standards? Isn't that the truth, Bonnie? I totally agree with that. That's a great idea. And sure, I'll talk to anybody I can get on the show. I'll make note of hotels, though. I hadn't thought of that. Excuse me, I'm starting to cough again. There's Bob. Have a good weekend. Thank you, Bob. I'm going to meet up with Hot Air Tom and Cindy tomorrow after embarkation. Well, that's very nice. I kind of like Hot Air Tom and Cindy. And no, I don't care for Hot Air Tom at all. I'm in love with Cindy. But I'm teasing. Jamin's with us. Good morning, Jamin. Good to see you again, my friend. Mobility scooter rented. It will be at the ship in Miami on January the 4th. That's awesome. Just awesome, Bonnie. I am so excited for you. And get to, yeah, we've met and eaten together before, but yeah, do it. Yeah, for what, 15 days or 6, whatever, however long that cruise is. That's fabulous. And then you're staying in the same hotel we are. Once we get into London, I don't know how long we're staying. I think we're only staying one night, and then we're going on our exploration of Mars or wherever Hot Air Tom has us going. We normally fly to the cruise port area, but in January, we are driving from North Carolina to Port Canaveral. Recommendations on where to park. There are some hotels down there that will rent you parking. I prefer parking in the lots for the cruise. But then, because I have a handicap accessible vehicle that has permanent, wheelchair tags on it, permanent, tags, I get to park for free. So that's why I like that. Before that, when I could get on a shuttle to go to the port, I did that from several of the hotels in the area. I know there's a shuttle from the Holiday Inn Express that I stayed in this time when I was down there. Love the hotel. Great breakfast. They have a shuttle right over, and I'm pretty sure they have a program that they'll rent you a space to park for the week or however long you're gone. It'll be cheaper than parking at the port. I mean, unless you carry, a scooter or a wheelchair, and then you can park if you have the permanent tags, you can park for free. And that deal, folks, is anywhere in Florida, any cruise port in Florida, and any airport in Florida. So, Bonnie says, say hi to Tom and Cindy for her. Katie says, Port Canaveral is great. Port Canaveral is great. Okay. Gretchen says, yay, Bonnie. I agree. So glad to see Bonnie getting back on ships. Bonnie's is an old pro at this. She really is. She's cruised. I might have her beating the total number of cruises, but she's cruised a lot. She knows what she's doing with travel. She knows what she's doing with accessible travel. So I'm excited for her. I'm excited for me, too. There's hot air. Hello, everyone. Chillie told me he was canceling today's show, so I was busy working. I did, hot air, but I'm feeling a little better. And hot air says, I see you, Bonnie. Yeah, I made it through without coughing like I was this morning. And yeah, hot air, I did tell you that early that I was thinking about canceling. So, Chillie, you started the show a bit before 11. How the hell did I do that? I have a timer thing that I thought I followed. I must have set something wrong today. Oh well, my bad. Didn't realize I did that, folks. There we go. I told Chillie he needed to shrink Ray from Honey. The shrink the kids say he can fit in that machine. Yeah, no. The kid's not, nobody's getting me in that machine. Ain't gonna happen. Oh my God, it didn't even look 23 inches. 23 inches isn't a whole lot of space, folks. Started about 10:56. Did I really? Wow. My apologies, folks. I didn't mean to do that. Honest. Well, I'm glad you guys jumped in, even if you missed a couple of minutes. I don't know. Hot air says, warning, our villa is haunted. Uh-oh. A haunted villa. I didn't know that. Oh, I wasn't in this one. That's right. Bonnie says they're going to have to remove both of Chillie's arms. To get me into 23 inches, yeah. They'd have to cut them off. They would. John is a great raconteur. Captivating. Yeah, I like John. And John's traveled quite a bit too. John has some contacts that are interesting people. And we were talking about like doing a show about Nuremberg. What you can do in Nuremberg. Now, I'm picking that out because John has some contacts that could come on as an interview about Nuremberg. What to do in Nuremberg. What's accessible in Nuremberg, what's not accessible. What's good to eat in Nuremberg? Are there any local wines in Nuremberg area? That was just an example of what we could see this becoming. Okay. Now, are we still going to talk about cruise ships? Yeah, of course. That's in the blood. But, that's the way it goes. Let's see. Bonnie says, you dodged a bullet again. No scary MRI yet. Yeah, isn't that the truth? I wish they could do the donut that I can get in, but that doesn't give them what they wanted for the cardiac business. You have to be in that tight tube. But I'm not getting in. I can't get in something that tight. So, anyway, I lost my place. Travel the world with Chillie and John. Around the world in a daze with Chillie and he who must not be named. Voldemort. Chillie and Voldemort. Yeah, that's good. Oh, yeah. I get a kick out of an accessible room with the bathtub. What are they thinking? Yeah, that's a prime example. Some people can do this, folks. I can't. Everybody knows I get a walk-in shower. I mean, I asked specifically for that, a roll-in shower. So I can get in and transfer from the chair onto the bench, get my wand down, start the water up, and take my shower. Okay? A tub, I can't lift my leg up to get in a tub. It don't work that way anymore. I can get one up maybe, but the other one won't go. And then if I get one up and the other one won't go, then I'm risking slipping and falling in the damn tub. So, yeah, no. That's a prime example of why they need to make the damn hotels truly wheelchair accessible. Mike says cogitating is legal here. It takes a lot of energy. Well, yeah, I know. And I'm not one to expend a lot of energy. I have to admit that. Connie says, I stayed at a hotel with an accessible bathtub with a transfer board and seat. Yeah, I've seen them that way, but that doesn't necessarily mean I can get my leg up and in them. So maybe I can sit on the seat and be half in the damn room and get everything soaked. It just doesn't work for me. Now, and again, folks, not everybody with disabilities is the same. It might work for some people, but there are people that are a lot worse off than I am that clearly can't do something like that. So, I mean, yeah, I'm in the middle range, you know. I'm better than a lot and not near as bad as others. So, yeah. I didn't say that right. Anyway, you get the drift. I need to bring my stopwatch to time the races between Bonnie and Chillie. Yeah. We'll probably get into some of that as well. You're going to be so tired of me after 14 days. I doubt it. Very seriously, Bonnie. I doubt it. Bonnie says, my only speed is turtle. I understand that. Now, I admit I do get going when I get the chair going. I'll go I'll go a little fast if I'm not moving with somebody. Hot Air Tom will tell you, I don't run away and leave him when we're together. Him walking and me riding. I try to stick close to him, so I don't run away and leave him. Jamin said there's a parking cruise lot off A1A. Yes, there is. And I parked there before, and it's fine. Bonnie has finally given NCL a riding again. Yeah, I know she had problems with NCL before. She says, I couldn't resist a bargain. I've heard good things about the Bliss. All right, that's good. We're going to find out. Good you did it when you did. The cruise has been absent from NCL booking site for a few days. Rumor has it NCL has limited the capacity and might reduce staffing to save money before the dry dock. Who knows if that is really actual? I gather that there were lots of unsold cabins. The last money I looked at, the prices were actually up again. So I'm not sure about the inventory that's left. Our Sonny, make sure you film Chillie and Bonnie racing. Oh yeah, that would be, if we're gonna race, it's got to be on film. Mercy, look at the number of people in the chat room today. Thank you for all you guys at X. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And anytime you guys want to go cruising, just let me know. We'll be glad to work it out for you. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for today. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, think about cruising. And hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas, just like Bonnie and Hot Air Tom and Gary Older Than Dirt and a bunch of us are doing on that cruise in January. Anyway, join us on one of these cruises. Have a great weekend, everybody. I'll see everybody back here Monday, hopefully with a lot better voice. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, new schedule.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry, so if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.